So we begin with the usual meditations. No. So check your sitting posture, and most importantly, ensuring that you feel comfortable and it's relaxing for your body.
That's not that was said, that Goji Jan, the said mother. She said, my dad said, Helena, said Savona, said there's Jasada, there's number at the mission. I'm under the Kipachimona Church in the water. I'm under Chusana Passam, that.
So in meditations, so what we need to expect is to bring calmness in the mind, and then through this, then to bring about some clarities within the mind, and as well as the ability to, or as well as to increase the our ability of concentrations, so that the mind would just rest, just sits where it's supposed to be.
That's something. Some theatre. Some theatre, Goja, so that another time, Nishan settle the Lucia Guja, settle Dingy Guja. More Dingy my parent, settle a Dingy in a Dingy Nachi light in logic or anyway.
So in plain language, when we engage in meditation practice, so we are trying to impose some kind of discipline or some sort of training, really training our mind. So this is like just as how, as a persons, it is important for us to have some sort of discipline, some sort of rules that which we must be or should be abide by. So in a similar way, we in the meditation practice, so we trying to achieve this kind of certain discipline and the certain rules, and through which we change or to modify the mind in a way that we would like to see. So we also say that the meditation practice is a training to familiarize our mind with the positive mental attitude, and so it is it's meditation practice. So it's like some sort of very very useful, training, good training for the mind, and so in this way, and as an outcome of that training, so we would trying to bring about more, wholesome state of mind within ourselves.
That is on the day I was there. Says Shibogo, says Zumba della, Condi Kazea, but then the mother desert that they should check. Saying that you that you go and Sandup. Then I don't go. 새 셔보들 건지지 새 야보들 건지지 배 야보 다 제일 나용다 정말도 그거도 안 선도도야 안 선은 자주 갈 동나요 예빠는 안 못을 그 대해서 새 좀보 새 셔보 새 좀보였나 새 셔보 되는 용어도 새 대야 되는 용어 되는 못을 쌓이 그 텐데 새 좀보시 새 셔보 다 들는 새 좀보도 새 셔보 형아라 콜 건디 제잖아 건디 가지 제바들 거슈 체체체로 런서 되는지 라 대처반하지 용거로 먼저 새 가보나 새 하고 때 추르 맨날 맞대 먼저 건디 맞아 비시로 대 건디 체하는 거는 그래서 뭐 차반되지 먼저 건디 체제 체니 제지만 게라 그 제지만 게라죠 가디나 걸래 게들어 그냥 제 맞다 계시 제가 나제 참바지 지는 공원 휴휴 내가 나도 콜 건디 체서 된 노정 하더라 새 셔보도 새 좀보도 건디잖아 된 노정 코 가지 쉬지야 되냐 얘네 아 저는 되는 도나 내가 앉아 다 건디라고 하래 다 거잖아
so as we train our mind and be, if we are successful in trying to familiarize our mind with a more positive way of thinking or mental attitude, then the who will, we will be the one who will be really experiencing or gaining the most benefit out of that. So this is because when we look into our life experience, so there are a lot of sometimes it's the source of our or the root main cause of our problem is not something external, but rather it is really this our mind which brings about all this unnecessary trouble and confusions and so like stress and tension, so forth. So and so therefore it is in order to get rid of such the minds, such state of mind which has the effect of bringing of disturbing oneself, one's emotion, or the bringing sadness or unhappiness. So we instead of this, so we want to by cultivating the positive state of mind, so we will be bringing more more happiness and more peace and clear thinking within ourselves. So this there's also if you ask the question of whether is it possible to bring about such transformations within our mind, then we have to say yes, it is possible. And because the reason why in sometime within our usual ordinary state of mind, which is where there is without any imposition of the discipline or anything on the mind, then there is in our mind, that mind has a lot of tendency to easily get distracted, or even to if you see something very pleasant objects, so easily get attached to that object, and get obsessed with that object. And then how we know from our own experience how then these obsessions then really will become a bit like a mental sickness, something that we cannot, we will find it very difficult to overcome that, and how as long as that's there, we cannot really find any, we cannot enjoy the life, so it's always somehow, and so that is the indication that our mind is familiar. If we're just using the word familiar with, because our mind is now become very familiar with this obsessive or this the emotion of like desirous emotions. So very familiar, when it's become very familiar with that, so it just automatically, it's always there, and it takes very a minor condition factor to actually to experience that mind, and so even if we wanted to forget that mind, we cannot. So that's the indication, because the mind is very familiar with that. So now at the same time, as we were saying here, that how when we look in ourselves, just as there are some certain emotions which we will find it very the disturbing and very undesirables, and very destructive. So likewise, there are also some, if we look inside, there are also certain state of mind which can be very positive and wholesome, and can be very creative and so forth, and has that state of mind which has the quite a opposite effect on our experience, opposite to other, like a destructive form of like mental emotions. So they rather might have an effect of very calm, peace, and which then gives one more clear thinkings and more resilience and so forth. Now, if you imagine that how through meditation practice, how if we become familiar, we are able to achieve this familiarity with the positive state of mind which we can identify within ourselves, even though such, in our ordinary being, such moment can be very, fewer, because of our more familiar with the negative. But at least we can see that the greatness of its benefit upon oneself.
Yeah. 다 tenri chena sa ra nge thari sha ne za yin ga do gang gi ge ji ra so so ji le ma do ji se ge de de ko ma nya bi ta xin ge de ge de dang ni ta ba de se ge se ge de ma nya na shi jie de ge sha ne to mu da no ge se ge de ya ji nyo 얘들 되네 시제 인조 질려거든 되네 뭐도 그냥 갈 강오지 오는데 아니다 되네 저도 손을 내봐 아부터 오겠네 되네 다 이다 거자야 돼 그러게 내 수셔나다 되네 다 손을 대 거기다.
And the other way of looking at meditation practice is, as I always say, it helps us to safeguard the internal cause or the factor for our happiness, and so therefore, how when we do not lose that internal factor of our happiness, then how then it is not then the even if then we confront some the adversary situation or the condition or factors outside externalities, so how we still can there's some sort of ability to resist those external adversary situation, and through this internal factor we can there is we would have some sort of ability to maintain our mental peace and our sanity and our clear thinkings. So however, when we lose this internal cause or the factor for happiness, then how it takes a very minor some external conditions to put us into a very unhappy situations.
That's so that's hell, Jinju cell, Jinju Mayum at the coalition. Go de cell, Jinju Jenna, cell Jinju check the carriers. Cell Jinju Machana, send Maneba, cell Jinju Jenna, that Jinju Cardin laying with this Jinju Chabatel, some Tintona, then Goja never did have going with it.
So if we examine, then or to after having a very close look at our mind, our state of mind, or our thought, then we can see that it is necessary we can see the necessity of for us to have some control over our thought, and impose some sort of, we need to put some sort of teach some sort of discipline to our thought, and then if that is the case, then when we look for the method or what, the various other way which can help us to discipline or to train our mind, then we will find that really the meditation practice is the only, or is the most effective way to of disciplining our mind.
Right. That's that. Jinju Mayum that car is another says that the Mane didn't road the Kawaii. That they sell Jinju the young woman you are. Josh was the guess of the year, and said tell Mane as yet road the child the drum you are. Said in a Jinju younger than Josh was to try and said she death on a Jide Power pen to just end the war. There's a gang on you, and knowing what to yard. Color Shumon done the job. Said the Garachin and they tried the Yoni. Said Pajay the Mato and don't you charge as she let you up any young you are. Get something to it. That didn't do me as a carriers and said in there we are mother. Say Jetaji son to then color try our mother. You know your mother. Color Saturday, color carriers and Christian Joanny. Color show Saturday, tell carriers. That's something today is that wrong at the Goja, send me Bachila naked to do the lane with you. Say Jasa, say Jasa and Nebaja, they got it to do the lane with you. That day she have opened you are. Say Jasa, said Nerozena. That means said, and Gidebi shot on the shoot, period. Say money to the other shot to show yard. Said the truth, say money, Jasa say money. Then that said the true and right, then Shaka and true that lie as on the Tindom and Tilla and got dead. Say Jasa said Nebashi. Take a lodges and other go do so. That take lodges and paying this, take lodges paying this. Just gas and gave me by a game me by a gentleman and Jada said there lame. Gay seller gave me by the game is because I said that I was Marwa. I'll son today to the Union that shall say God in a car, God saying, God in a wrong, saying the other money of this Susharachi, saying news. Sena, wrong said, saying the other Susha Zog going to do. Conyona saw that Nancy Card Ditano, Nepa the Susha Zog. Never the sort of mistake about it. Then this Susha Zobala, go jag as a card, said never you got it. Sam Hanela, the chair card, I got the Triba, son of Chunju, Senamon, let Habo, and son to Tinson to Tricale, Caleapus leg, take one among the good. Says Jasa never take lodges go news, when the Yin says sugar. That 10 days go do so than other Lloyd Chime.
So in order to to be very, motivated to engage in meditation or to follow the meditation practice. So it's then really depends upon one's knowledge of or the understanding of the benefit of the meditation practice. Now, we can talk about this benefit of meditation in so many different levels. In terms of the spiritual practice, level, and even if we forget about that, but even if we can also talk even about the benefit in terms of in our everyday life experience and effectiveness of our whatever work that we do do work, or also in everyday life whatever we experience, such a small thing like even every day, like when we enjoy just drink a cup of tea or just enjoy a meal. How even in that kind of situation, whether we really enjoy that moment, simple moment, just having sipping a cup of tea or food, how that moments, even in that moment is necessary to enjoy that, our mind have to be present at that moment. How on the other hand, how we even let alone enjoy, even you probably will not even remember the taste of the food if while we are eating or drinking, if our mind is really completely preoccupied with something else. And then even later on, if somebody asks you, how was the meal, you probably might say, yeah, it was great. But then you say, what did you had? Then you have to think about what I had. So you even can't remember that. So that's because because your mind is not there at the same time, place or there, so you cannot taste. You didn't taste the food. So in the same way, how in a daily everyday life, if we have to, how if our mind is very preoccupied or very distracted, then whatever action work that we do become very ineffective. So therefore, what we say is that the meditation practice is to, technical we say it is to familiarize our mind with a virtuous object and virtuous objects. But what it is it is helping us to increase the concentrations of the mind, so that the mind can we have more like a command over the mind, that if we wanted mind to focus on certain objects, then we have that ability to do that, to let the mind focus on that. So whereas how at the moment when we do not think about this, looking at the mind and then the making some effort to really to redirecting the mind, then how our normal mind has a really very this inbuilt negative habit of always being distracted somehow. Whenever when we are doing something or focusing on certain objects, but the mind is not there, it always goes somewhere else. But when we go there, but then it again is not there. So there is this when we look at the mind, so we have a very little or very concentrations, ability to concentrate is very weak. So, so therefore, just thinking back on what we have just discussed before, how then, on a certain time, when, there are, when we have a state of mind which is very disturbing and which is really, causes a lot of stresses, to the point that we cannot really enjoy the life, then at that moment, then really to then say, oh, now if we have to, we clearly see, we clearly can recognize that whatever you are experience is directly caused by that state of mind. Yet, if we have to say, if we have to try to get rid of that mind or stop that mind, then it's not going to be it's an easy task. And so therefore, however, if we on a regular basis, if we really engage, take the meditation practice seriously, and we engage in the practice, properly, with the proper understanding of the meditation practice, what we which is more than just the moment of relaxation, but rather focusing on how to be able to increasing one's concentration and so forth. And then let's say if we have achieved some sort of degree of control over our mind, so if we have that, then we can see we are a lot better positions, when if we experience certain state of mind that we recognize that and we wanted to get rid of that. So we are in a much better position to actually effectively counteracting that mind.
Kaya mara ngadu kondi chegati, sayamachiva zonga part there, Runye sayamachiva trobo di kache amare, trobo gola kache kundu saganda, trobo tromo inandati. Ti ka kai chama, sondo tene sayamachivi ti toji gutini, tini yungundiwa. Rai, kate ina korea de kiki che masu, soso gutini, sayamachivi ti todo, trobo ina tromo yo, tino kundu sa singe ma la, ome bachi ten yungundiwa. The card tead card. Nega tagar, Latini, Joe Tomoy and the Tig, Sosa Kuno say, Kai, to your mother, then Sosa tinning a card. Then he tear there, then hold the Michelle Mundiwa. Then he shot us on to Yapung and a yard. Go jade, Nene, Sag, shared, Sag, yet, and is unique. Sag, shared the roll never. Sag, yet, the roll of pepper. Then he passed on to no Yapu yard. The son of the Consoso knows the leisure chigat in there. Part talk is there. Nyani Yajito is an amity. The new Shiraja and lay with the other. Hung it as on the death on the other share the idea. So the teleparat is in share the whatever. Yes, Goja is to riches. Me, Martha, and let
So as mentioned earlier, so if the meditation practice is something just a moment to experience just some sort of peace and relaxation, and it's just a matter of if as a meditation teacher, just to guide to the audience that now to direct to your sitting posture, and now you close your eyes, and then that's not difficult. So So therefore, there is a lot more to the meditation practice to achieve. So and has a more, of course, we're not saying that there's something, peace and relaxation is not something which we should not seek, but really, what we trying to achieve, in the meditation can really have a more lasting benefit, long-term benefit, is in terms of through meditation practice to developing more understanding of our mind, and so so it is in meditation practice. So we through meditation practice that we wherein we really focus, as we focus our attention, we direct our attention on the state of mind or within ourselves, and then trying to see within ourselves there's a whole world there, whole source of our own, the happiness and the sufferings, what we experience in our life. So we can see that how within ourselves, when there is something's not right, and there's unease and there's some sort of discomfort, something is really you've been bothered by something, and you have that experience within that, and then how, sometime, we might have confront certain unfavorable external situation, like just as like conflict with one's a friend, partners. And then in that situation, even though the real cause may be because of something within oneself, but yet we would see or we blame to, and we would see that persons as a cause, and so therefore our interaction towards the person can be also become very negative, such as making a very the negative comments, saying something which would hurt the feeling of that that person's, and so therefore this is also, if we look, if you carefully think about this, then it's because of that. What it is nothing to do, or very little to do with the external conditions. So therefore it is important that we have to see the meditation practice is something through which we can develop more understanding about our mind and within ourselves, that how within ourselves there is if you like, there's something positive qualities, and there are negative factors, or in another word, or within ourselves there's a cause of which will brings benefit, and there are cause which will bring harm upon ourselves. So therefore, by recognizing this, or in another word, as through our meditation practice, as we really clearly recognize this source of happiness or the sufferings, within ourselves, then it becomes very clear to us that the purpose of the meditation or the spiritual practice, so is in simple term, is the practice where we have to accept or adopt certain thing, but to reject or abandon certain those things. So we have to adopt things which brings benefit, towards ones, towards us, towards other, and those which brings harm to be rejected. No.
Se kasa yasan chote te pan chote yamba chi se nipa chi si le yung diwa ta ti kondi pe yapun diwa go tiga ngene se ga nipa chi chi ni ti kondi la yung diwa ta te nga do gu diwa ngene de go jang ge kari na da se ga nipa chi pan de thona yapun diwa 이제 아트니 선통도아래 너징한도 세다 가바이나 진 초된게지 가는 로된게 세르지 니바 메데 괜찮아진도아 아트니 자반 초대아 셔로 가사야리 준 초대바 콜 시드니 자자자 톰바치 너는 다 세 니바 진지들래 거라 세 니바 진지비 딩원에 농게 되네 예지라지 네네 다티 건들래 다티 건들 좀먹겠네 레도와 다 산도서 라 세다 너도 말은 킹원은 저 델리 치도는 킹원은 먼저 이거다 어 것이 라 이거도와 다 대야셔도 녀네래도 선 대도니 아 드네래 인젠다 가만 가시 된 저거도와 내가 나쁜 신거래
So in this meditation, so we will do after this. So we will be directing the mind or mental attentions on the inhaling and exhaling of the breath. And so the so we, with this, so we are really making sure that that our mind is directing the whole attentions, whole capacity of the mind on the concentration on the breath. And so when we think of this, if we think compare this with our normal state of mind when we're not meditating on what kind of state of mind on our everyday life, like the mind that we normally use in our life. Then one that we normally use is as we said before, is really very, very scattered. The attention of inside is very scattered, as if it's just all over the places, and so therefore that's why sometimes even we even feel ourselves that how as if we have no potential, no energies. So it's not that that we do not have the potential, self energy. So rather it's because we feel that way because our mind is very distracted all over the places. So it's like our at the same time. So it's also like our energy or capacity is also very scattered. So therefore, however, but when we in meditation practice, when we train the mind to like directing all our attention on a one object, single objects. So what we are doing is really almost like directing all the energy, all the potential or the force of the mind on combining all our force of the mind on the single objects, and so so therefore if you make us if you engaging in the meditation practice, over and over again, and then we would become, become familiar with such a practice, or our ability to bring to direct all our mental attention on a certain whatever things we are doing, or any subject matter which we have to focus on the mind on. We will be much better position to be able to do that. So we now just begin the very short breathing meditation. So so make every effort to trying to keep the mind simply on this incoming and outgoing breath, and to by as much as possible to prevent any mental distractions in these meditations. We'll continue meditations, but we'll chant the Buddha's mantra. So therefore, when we chant the Buddha's mantra, so focus the mind on the sound of the mantra, and without getting distracted by any other objects.
Taya ta Om Muni Muni Maha Muni So Taya ta Om Muni Muni Maha Muni So Taya ta Om Muni Muni Maha Muni So Taya ta Om Muni Muni Maha Taya ta Om Muni Muni Maha Muni So Taya ta Om Muni Muni Maha Taya ta Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Soha.
If anyone has a question, please feel welcome. Do you have any question? Anyone has a question? Yeah.
Our Buddha is omnipotent. All powerful. Our Buddha
Yeah.
is all powerful.
Yeah. What does that mean? Okay, all right. The 당아주디 남진소라 상계 큐라스 저 탐제 캔기 근데 캔바 여르베스 상계 상모 라 all powerful alala karina that's you mean creating everything, whatever power Yeah.
do whatever they want,
Yeah.
whatever they intend in the world.
그래 감독이 산계에서 담아다 소소 자와 가르쳐 봐 이나르와 집 토바면 같이 통해드려서 내가 나오다 자와든 내가 가르쳐 봐나 토바면 좀 통해지려서 산계이나 그러나 산계 내가 가르쳐 봐 이나르와 소 자와 가르쳐 봐 이나 지 통해지려서
제가 네
나
제가 그래
근데 그 누가 열어서 다 그러나 나 군조는 신스타 거 가려고 내 뒤가 하는
제가 그래 봐라
yes, the Buddha has the capacity to achieve whatever he or she wants. Yeah. He wants to say yes to your question, so you have more.
make it house that house medicine do that medicine that all that he know it. Yeah, he all know it. How baby come or come in. Yeah, he know it. And now all that understood. Possibly how many things. Now all that see everybody. Release it. Release it. You know. 네가 메시아 말다 메시아 노지 그래서 소제가 강화 용은 되는데 시간에 소제가 가래 메시 가르 지금 맨 시간에 쓰는 시간에 되니 다 가르
yes, Buddha, even way long before, you know, the invention of all the modern technologies, you know, like the microscopes and all that. So even Buddha was able to,
he passed born and now the people that people in India now and it's Nepali. He born there, mother there, father there. Then he did all flare and talk the flare. He never got then he did or did married. He have one son. Then he does think it has so sudden over. Then he did monk. And monk did then he go in 6 years he just meditation. But thing, you know. That is he all ignorant and ignorant he can't. I know in our what our knowledge is very clear in our more our knowledge coming in. Similarly. Thing is that coming there then very body very poor, some people milk there, some people there also very fast forage. There's some forage, and all the Buddha out there. Then come in Buddha guy another he did 49 there he just on that meditation. Then some people question please no teach them. Then what teach? Then not teach all their head. Medicine don't know what all medicine benefit, you know. Our body beginning, what all beginning, what all need. You know, this body arm is what need. That need mind, repair that all that also.
Yeah. So Buddha has, in his lifetime, he achieved and in he mastered over like, so many different arts and skill, medicines and so forth, and so many things that he Buddha said and predicted. So which are all now the world then after many years and through by depending on some technologies, and they will only been able to tell. For example, the evolution of like a human birth and all that. So these are all Buddha already said. There are some text scriptures where it was clearly said all the developments of the the birth of the person, even in a stage of inside the womb. So yeah, there was unless you could So he knew, Buddha knew everything. He has a omniscient mind. And yes, you have any more question on that?
Well, sometimes people object to the
Yeah.
idea that being can be all-knowing
Yeah.
and all-compassionate,
Yeah.
totally compassionate, and also omnipotent, so all-powerful.
Yeah.
Because they say that if a being was totally compassionate, and if it was all-knowing, and if it was omnipotent, then why wouldn't it simply remove the cause of everyone's suffering? So that's why I asked the question.
Why remove the cause of the sufferings
Yeah.
of the all the living beings? Yeah. 그 지와 용사로도 다좀 된데 다된데기 지 캠바다 네바다 캔서 뉴스 쓰고라 하죠와 된데기 토바메고 되래이나 아니 다 단다 잠불이나 동해요 라게 동해 가진 요 동해에 가진 세도가 말했어
영화요 맞지.
마다 코로나 쓰고 마다 잠불이나 다 동해요 라 잠불이나 코알 동해요 라게
아니요 소소제
디 좀 된데기 세 모두 가리나 코 누가 나와
제 소소로지 맞아 제 동도.
나와 그때 지와 되는 상황에서
제다네 소소로지 맞아 제 동도.
나와
과정 언니 집아랑 나는 내가도 소지 저를 현대아 준들에 소리 때문에 난 집아래 그거지 로야도 제 집안전이 진짜 거는데 소재지면 돼 나도 단지 로 집안전 돼돼 이제 제대 마셔 이제 제대 다시 봐요 만 가서
but
how can you parties
yeah
your saber no can Buddha said I no can ina your negative I no can washi Buddha said, your negative no can ayawashi. Or saber I no can they put. Your parties. You know, for no of truth. You recognize for no of truth. Their parties you. Then yourself. I no can. You know, your negative I no can washi. Your saber I no can that some nearly. I saw nearly I saw take they no can there's yours. Buddha asked him, before him, he all did it. That's why
if we want to be free from sufferings, then we have to follow the example of the how Lord Buddha lived his life, because he was also once upon a time like us, who's caught in suffering, and the state of enlightenment that he achieved is an outcome of a long, like a hard work, struggle on the path. So and so, therefore, in fact, as part of his teaching, the only way to the being is that he said that I cannot wash away the suffering of the living beings, nor can pull the suffering like you can pull like a prickles. Nor can I transfer my realization, but you have to gain the realizations of the truth yourself. Yeah.
I have lots of quality I know can give you.
Yeah.
Buddha has lots of quality can give you. No, you not see that. Buddha said, I know can. You see that. Because my book, you look it. He sit at it. Yeah, Buddha said, long come there. He all sit at it. Negative, someone negative in card, someone in quality guy. By, he can go in there. Buddha's coming there, no can dance. All sit at it. What did this? Buddha tests over there. And then there. He all did. Somewhat I did, all time that you did. No can, they had no. You negate, I no can wash it. You sabe, I no can put. And my knowledge, I no can give you. That your father good knowledge, no can give you. You need sit at it. Can the father say, you not sit at it, I give knowledge you. I give big support. I don't want to support Professor.
Professor.
Professor. You need purpose. I have purpose. I give you. Okay. You study, Father. You study. You study. You need study. I pay. You go. You study. Father can. Same. Buddha all call it. There no can. Can I know need fathers? I'm very happy. I know fathers all there. Okay. Say check and you know. That time
so each being have to make the effort, create the causes for their own achieving the same state of Buddhahood as Lord Buddha have achieved.
They might be trying just that is they might be trying just
the Buddha, cannot wash away the negativities, cannot remove your pain or sufferings with his hand, but cannot transfer his realization or his knowledge upon other beings. But the way Buddha helped the liberating other sentient being is through giving the teaching on the truth.
I think
so as far as the what the sentient being experience, like whether it's a happiness or sufferings, so that each individual being have to go through that. You cannot really directly share or give your happiness to others directly, or to your feeling of suffering to others. And Geshe said, if that is something possible, then he said, I'm not boasting, but I do have some sort of happiness to give to you. But unfortunately, he said, I can't.
2 weeks ago, I in the shopping center there.
Yeah.
Just read and call I shopping center. I did, and she going there. She then going inside. I shopping center out there. Only lady they come in, really maybe 90 years old. She see me, but she very happy. Why you're very you happy? True, you're very happy. Why? Really that?
Yeah.
Figure mother, talk goes a giant, judging the attendant. Boy, giant, me, I should go and mean told you.
So, like he heard the old lady on the walking frame, and she just commented that how you look so happy. What is that? But at that point, of course, if Geshe could, if he could share, give that happiness, whatever he's feeling, so he would have immediately shared that, given to her. So the experience, feeling of happiness and suffering, which we go through, which we experience, so it's not like the external things, like a possession which we can pass it on, give to others, or we can get rid of So when you come to experience how, even if there's in a family of 4 or 5 people living together, but everybody is so happy, but there's one who's really very unhappy, very sad, and then they can't do anything. There's not much they could do. To make the change immediately. So it's something that that's what, as Lord Buddha says, so each individual have to create the causes for their own happiness and suffering. But there are some other who made the comment to Geshe that it must be something to do with the how you feeling or you experience is something to do with your education background, and so they may be possible. That's what the knowledge that he has gained from the Buddhist scriptures. So some relate that as a cause.
The thing is logic, that's second about the Jimmy by the long, by the long archer, and get it. Don't I did the court still lets you. She's a court do us. You know, Choro, there's a terrible no water was. I know why he like. Kiss and Choron not Lonian Rosmus. Lonian Rosa, Chorotana depend on up Gassums, you know that. Nova said the little churches in this social singing. Either mother, no vigor, the God just such a man dry is it? Tell it for me. You know, they're calling me. They're kind of just down a mother and dry or Corota, Nova Gorgeous and Gurush in this, the sun right, and Nova and Dennis in this, and then the little Choron noise, you know, and drinking the test socials now. Choron noise and tongue and this and that gorgeous and dry, the thing on my machine.
So if I share this like the not an episode, like a stories which I met one or there's maybe a lady who's just over 50 who met me at this St. Kilda bath, and she said that she's been actually seeing the Geshe for last 2 years, and then at that time she said that she just can't. She just said that there's something in you which is a very inspiring for her life, and so therefore she said, are you a Buddhist monk? Or obviously she is, and so she at that point she decided I'll be just happy if I would become like you. And then she said to him that I'm going to look for some meditation center, and so eventually she found something, and following that. So maybe suppose so what this says is to just to the following being a source of inspiration for others in some way, so you might be benefiting others. So like that in my interaction with so many people, so there's a lot of things that I can share.
ngomala chora shibor talila lo nyinde ngomadala cheshibor tandala shibon diase ngom shige darda ngabon re te ngar tuje cheseng te lo ngomala chora shibon lo ndala shibon dis cheseng ta tene ngamu ya.
So there's someone who made the comment that who saw Geshe maybe over a year back, and then later on when she met this student, you were like look so happy, peaceful then, and still this the same, peace and peaceful and happy.
That's I put it children Japanese chess so the mother saying and the Sambachi was a thing Shella Pengua. Rose Samba Apple, Sambashi was a Robal Shabachi Peng. Get this ago. Charles Tate nothing doing his at it.
So essentially is what I'm trying to say is to how important is to to maintaining one's own this peace and happiness within one's own mind, and so in that way not only you find your life very peaceful and happy, but in that way you are also the contributing the same like peace and happiness to other people and those who you associate with. And thank you for your very good attention to the teachings.
I say I good job, I not job done. And I motivation good talking I don't know so.
Yeah.
You want